Hi everyone, today we're going to be looking at how to find volume and surface area of pyramids. But first let's take apart a pyramid and look at what we call each part of it. So first, if we look here, we've got this dashed line going straight up the middle. That is our height of the actual pyramid. So the actual bottom to top straight vertical height. Right, then we have the slanted side. That slanted side we call the lateral or the slant height. This is that L that we see in our formulas. Some of you guys thought it was length, some of you thought it was liters when we did the scavenger hunt last unit. But what that L actually represents is the lateral or the slant height of a 3D or three-dimensional shape. Then we've got this entire area down here. Okay, and that is our base. So when we talk about the base, we're not just saying one length, we are actually talking about the area of the bottom. Right? So we're going to be working that into our formulas as we work through these problems. All right, let's come down here and take a look at what a net of a pyramid would look like. That means we're going to take our pyramid and we're going to take it apart, open it up. So the base of the pyramid is a square. And then if we were to unfold this pyramid up here, right, if we were to unfold, it's got this side here is 1, this side here is 2, and then it's got 2 more sides in the back. Each of those sides are triangles. So if we were to unfold that pyramid, it would look like this. So this would be the net of our square-based pyramid. All right, let's look at formulas. So these are on your formula sheets. So here's what we have. The surface area of a pyramid is this formula, and then the volume of a pyramid is this formula. So remembering that L is its slant height, or its lateral height, P is going to be the perimeter of the base, and the capital B is the area of the base. So the P and the B are some extras that we're going to have to calculate in each time. When we come to this one, the B again is the area of the base, a little extra calculation that we need to work in, and then the height, that's your vertical height, that's straight up and down length. All right, so let's come down here and let's use the net to find the surface area of a regular pyramid. So key was surface area. So I'm going to start with our surface area formula, and we're going to plug in the information that we have. So we need that lateral length, we need the perimeter of the base, and then we need the area of the base. All right, so let's do a little extra calculations here. So let's talk about that base, that square. The perimeter of the square is if I take that 7, because they're saying this length is 7, and I do that 4 times, right? Perimeter is the distance around the outside. So the perimeter is going to be 4 times the side, so 4 times 7. Right, so that's going to give me, oops, I didn't mean that yet. I'm trying to find where that answer is. I guess I didn't put it in there. Okay, so we'll put that in. That gives us 28. Now the area of the base, and the inside, is that side squared. So that's going to be found by doing 7 squared. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start filling in our formula. All right, so I get the 1/2. My slant height is this 9.1. And then my perimeter is that 4 times 7, which was 28. And then the area of my base is 49. That was that 7 squared. All right, let's do some math. We're going to multiply first. Remember, 1/2 you can put in your calculator, 0.5. And then we get 127.4, and then plus the 49. Now I can go ahead and add those, and we get 176.4 centimeters squared. So the surface area is still area, so we do need to make sure that we are squaring our units of measure. And then circle our answer. All right, let's go to the next page. All right, this is going to be a try on your own, but first let's go through the rest of our examples. All right, we're going to find the surface area of this pyramid. So now we have it all put together. So first, we are going to write down our formula. That should always be your first step. Always start with the formula. All right, so again, I need to do a couple little calculations up front. I need to first find the perimeter of the base and the area of the base. So the perimeter of my base is going to be 4 times 36. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So the distance around the outside of the base is 30, or the distance of one length is 36 times 4. So the perimeter of the base is 144 meters. All right, then we're going to find the area of the base. So now what is the actual area of that square? So that's going to be 36 squared. So the area of my base is going to be 1,296 meters squared. So now we can take those two values and substitute them in here. My lateral length was 30, so that was that length going up the side. Okay. And then we found the perimeter was 144, and we found the area of the base was 1,296. I'm going to take care of this multiplication part first, and then I can go ahead and add in the 1,296. Make sure you label your answers, and since it is surface area, we do need to square our units of measure. Right, this next one is going to be a try on your own, but first let's come over here and check out this side here. Alright, so you guys do not have this square here. I must not have hidden that, so we'll come back to that square in a second. Let's first go through and read the problem. A rectangular pyramid built out of wood is being built as an art exhibit. The pyramid is 6.5 feet long by 7.5 feet wide. It has a slant height of 2 feet. How much wood is going to be used to construct the outside of the pyramid? Alright, so to construct the outside of that pyramid, so we again are looking at surface area. Alright, so we're going to start with our surface area formula, but first we need to do a little bit of work. So we need to figure out what's the perimeter of the base and the area of the base. Alright, so now this is where this rectangle is going to come into play. So I drew in my base just so that I can have something to label. Alright, so they said that the pyramid is 6.5 feet long by 7.5 feet wide. So 6.5 feet long by 7.5 feet wide. And it doesn't matter where you put those two values. Alright, so to find my perimeter of a rectangle, remember it's 2 times the length times 2 times the width. So do that math, and we find that the perimeter of that base is 28. Now we can find the area, which is the length times width, and we come up with an area of 48.75. Now I can take those two values and they go into this formula. My lateral, or my slant height, okay, they tell us right here, has a slant height of 2 feet. Plug in all my numbers, do that first step of multiplication, and then I can add, and we end up with a surface area of 76.75 square feet. Okay, this next one is another try on your own. But first, let's come down and take a look at volume. Alright, so volume, remember, requires us to do 1/3 the area of the base times the height. So I've got to do a little extra calculation first and figure out what is the area of my base. So my base is a rectangle. So to find the area, I have to do length times width. So that 10 times 80. So the area of my base is 80. Or I meant 10 times 8. It gives me 80. Alright, so my height, that's that straight up and down vertical height, is 6. So substitute in my values. For 1/3, remember multiplying by 1/3 is the same as dividing by 3. So you can do 80 times 6 in your calculator and then divide by 3. That'll give you a more accurate answer. And we end up with 160 cubic inches, or inches cubed. When we do volume, remember we always cube our units of measure. All right, here's another try on your own. Okay. And before I let you guys do that, we're going to go on and take a look at one more example, and then you'll have one more try on your own. All right, in 1483, Leonardo da Vinci designed a parachute. It is believed that this was the first parachute ever designed. In a notebook, he wrote, "If a man is provided with a length of gummed linen cloth with a length of 12 yards on each side, and 12 yards high, he can jump from any great height whatsoever without injury. Find the volume of air inside Leonardo's parachute." All right, so let's start with our formula. All right, so when I write down my formula, I notice I've got to calculate the area of the base for this. So it is going to be a square base pyramid because my just said that it had a length of 12 yards on each side. So I know it's going to be 12. I can label with 12. So this is the base of my pyramid. So to find the area of my base, since it's a square, I'm going to do 12 squared, gives me 144. All right, and then they said that it is 12 yards high, so that's going to be our height. Substitute in my values, and once again, to multiply by 1/3 really just means I can multiply these two together and then divide by 3. We end up with 576 feet cubed. And that shouldn't be feet, that should be yards. So let's fix that. There we go. That's better. Yards cubed. Okay. This brings us to the end of our notes. There's one more try on your own underneath that, so please make sure that you do go back and complete all your try on your owns before you come into class. I will see you next time.